Did you get a IRS W-2 form in the mail? And now you are wondering whether you should file a 1040 income tax return or not? I will answer that question for you. My name is Peymon Mottahedeh. I'm the founder and president of Freedom Law School. And I'm going to give that answer to you in a short version. Then a longer video will come at the end. You ought to watch that for more detailed answers, okay? So let's go to my screen, folks. Because, folks, I founded Freedom Law School in 1996. I've been at this stuff for over a quarter of a century, teaching people about the freedom, law, and your rights, how to be free, and the IRS, how they're deceiving and robbing you blind without you even realizing it. So go to our website at livefreenow.org. This is where you want to start at our website. Always for more information, education here, livefreenow.org. Let's go, and here's a form W-2, sample one you see in front of you, right? This is what you got in the mail. Okay, let's look at the law. The law about withholding is right here in the Internal Revenue Code, folks. This is the federal tax laws, okay? This is where all this stuff comes from. Here it is in front of me. The entire Internal Revenue Code, the federal tax laws are right here. And I'm going to show you from the laws. This is toilet paper thin, small type, my personal copy. Same thing is online. I will show you now. This is section 6051 of the Internal Revenue Code, and it talks about receipts for employees. And it says, every person required to deduct and withhold from an employee a tax under section 3101 or 3402, or who would have been required to deduct and withhold a tax under 3402, right? Those are the key sections, right? It talks about. And it continues, or every person engaged in a trade or business who pays remuneration for services performed by an employee, right? All the stuff that talks about all these things, right? And it continues that this person has to file a written statement showing a following, okay? It says that this person shall furnish to each such employee, right, a written statement of the following. And here it describes what has to be in the W-2 form, okay? That's a law. Now, let's go look up this section 3101 and then 3402 that it talks about. Here it is, folks, section, okay, but before we get to that, let's look at definitions of these terms. In the Internal Revenue Code, we're going to have to look at the term trade or business, okay? Here is definitions from, again, the Internal Revenue Code, section 7701. As we go down, it says, when used in this title, what title? This, Title 26 USC, United States Code, in this whole thing, okay? When used in the Internal Revenue Code, we have to go down to define all kind of stuff, person, domestic corporation, stock. Let's go down to A26, and we'll see in A26 they define the term trade or business as, surprise, the term trade or business includes the performance of the functions of a public office. Yes, those people in government that pay other people, they are in a trade or business, not you as someone's a business owner, contractor, artist, computer guy. No, you're not in a business. A regular tradesman, a regular businessman, you are not in a trade or business. According to law, only government workers are in a trade or business. So let's go now and look at section, 3101, okay? And section 3101, okay, now we're going to go down further, by the way, I'm sorry, on that section 6051. And here is the part of its D that says a duplicate of any statement made, that's a W-2 form, to this section in accordance with regulations prescribed by the Secretary shall when required by such regulations, be filed with the Secretary. This is when a W-2 goes to the IRS, a copy of that W-2 form. And here it is, folks. Section 3101 is about disability insurance, old age survivors. This is the Social Security Act, and it says that there is hereby imposed on income of every individual a tax equal to 6.2% of wages as defined in Section 3121A. Wow. We have to look up now this Section 3121A as well. Next slide is Section 3821A. Wages are defined. That for the purposes of this chapter only, the term wages means all remuneration for employment, right? But we got to go further about this and read more about in the same 3121B about employment, folks. Now, this is a little gobbledygook. I'm going to go over it quickly, but slow down, read it in more detail on your own, or look at the long presentation, okay? So here it is, folks. It says that for the purposes of this chapter, the term employment means any service of whatever nature, right, performed by an employee of a person employing him, irrespective of the citizenship or residence of either, within the United States. See, anybody employing anybody within the United States, and that's key. United States, you think means 50 states? No, I'll show you it does not mean the 50 states. Hang in there, okay? And you see the term United States defined later on, and here it keeps mentioning United States. Several times they mention the term United States. Here it is, the term United States. Here it is again, United States. Read this later on about United States by a citizen or resident of the United States. That's key, okay? And I will show you United States is not the 50 states, okay? Let's go next. We see here in the code, folks, in this, again, 3121, they are right now here defining the term United States. The term United States, when used in a geographical sense, includes the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, Guam, and American Samoa. Surprise, folks, because it says right above that, for the purposes of this chapter, the term United States includes only these 4 U.S. government territories. Yes, that's all it is. And it's binding on us, folks. This is the Supreme Court of the United States, in this case of Stenberg versus Carhart. It came out in 1999. And it tells us, as we go down the relevant page, that as a rule, folks, okay, right here, when a statute includes an explicit definition like here, we must follow that definition, even if it varies from that term's ordinary meaning. Yes, because it is self-obvious evidence, axiomatic, that the statutory definition of a term excludes unstated meanings of that term. So the United States is only those 4 island territories. That's where it only applies. So we will come back. This whole thing only applies to those people have things to do with Washington, D.C. Folks, it was sent wrongfully to the IRS by your employer and does not require to file income tax. You got to go to front page of Freedom Law School website, folks, and read at livefreenow.org about this. Watch this 9-minute video here that there is no law requiring you to file and pay income tax. You watch this video and the links to other short videos explain this to you in more detail, because no, you do not have to file and pay income tax at all. I've been saying it for 30 years. Openly public, not filing or paying even $1 income tax, folks. And I want you to be free of the IRS income tax, theft, and deception. At our website, livefreenow.org, your answers are there for you, my friend. I love you, and I hope you don't be afraid. Let your love of truth guide you. Seek the truth, and the truth shall set you free. It's a true statement, my friend. Go for the truth and you will be free.